but yes, it's your friendly neighborhood Chef Shaytrey. Yeah, it's been a minute. I haven't been posting any videos here in the last 10 days, and I'll tell you the reason why. Well, for one thing, the last thing I posted was about my Buick, getting the Buick, figuring out what was going on with the Buick. I also did brakes on my Escort. Well, when I did the brakes on my Escort, thought I had it done. Well, you saw when I pushed the piston back on the passenger side of it. When I did it, it went back a little hard. So that's the reason why I kind of do that kind of stuff, is to press pistons back like that with a screwdriver, is to kind of feel what it's going for, and it pressed back kind of hard. So I ended up driving it, and it ended up the brake calipers froze on that side. But I don't think it's the brake caliper. I do believe it's probably the brake hose. I haven't fixed it yet. So that was another one reason why I didn't have service on my phone for 10 days. Because I couldn't go anywhere to go get service. I get my service through Straight Talk. So the closest Walmart to me is a half hour away. So when you don't have a vehicle to go a half hour one way and back, well, there it is. But anyways, that's hearsay, whatever, that's my problem. But since I didn't have service on my phone, I figured I'd get some work done. But anyways, I want to get into this real quick. I want to give an update on my dad. I know I've got friends on YouTube that I talk to on the live streams and stuff like that. They know about my dad, so I'm going to get it on here on Facebook for everybody to know. My dad was in the hospital for 8 days. He came back from Florida. He goes to Indiana with a lady that his lady friend that he has down in Florida. She lives in Indiana. They got back home on Wednesday. I think this was Wednesday before Mother's Day. So Mother's Day weekend. They got home Wednesday before Mother's Day. That Friday, he got put in the hospital. He got really, really sick. So he's in the hospital for 8 days. Well, he was diagnosed. He got all of his testing and everything done, and they come to conclusion that he's got lung cancer. Well, anyways, since he was in the hospital for 8 days, they had him on a liquid diet. He had fluid on his lung and whatnot. So in the 8 days he was in there, he lost a lot of weight, and he was real weak. So he couldn't walk when he got out. Well, he ended up, in the middle of him trying to get here, he had to stay there for another week because he couldn't walk. He couldn't do anything. And I figured he wasn't going to be home for a while. Ended up, he actually got health. He started getting better. He's doing better now. He went from a walker. He got home here this last Sunday. He got home using a cane, and now he's walking on his own gingerly. I mean, he can get around without a cane now. So that's great. He's got chemo. He's got physical therapy that he goes to. He's got doctor's appointments. And he also has to go to Toledo St. Vincent's to get tested find out what about the lung cancer. So that's still in the cards. Hopefully we get good news and that's not what's wrong with him. He feels it's something else. We hope it's something else and not cancer. So there's an update on my dad. So let me give some updates on what I've been doing the last 10 days. So in 10 days time, I had the house to clean up. I had a bunch of stuff in the house. And you can see I got my convertible Fox body in here in the shop. And I'll show you what I've been doing on this. I got to work on the heads on this thing. So, yeah. We got this going. Or I got this going. Got the heads pulled off. I'll be doing some videos on this. I got the heads for it right here. So they're ready to put on. I got them all cleaned up. I'll be doing some video on this. And since my dad's been home, he actually helped me work on a car that I couldn't figure out. There's the parts for it. I got the head bolts and head gaskets and whatnot for it. There's a good old motor manual I got out for the head bolts. That right there, I had an issue with that. I couldn't figure it out. Well, since my dad got home, he helped me diagnose it and see what was going on with this thing. Well, I had put a motor in this car this last year, and runs good, but ended up, it was dark out, and I crossed the battery terminals around. So I did something in the charging system. I couldn't figure it out. Well, the alternator checked out good. I tested it. When I tested it, I started the car up so I could see if I have power, if I have charging power. Well, you have your voltage here, and you're supposed to have voltage there, which I did have. But what I didn't do is I shut the car off when my dad showed me how to do it. Shut it off and see if you got power here. I didn't have power because I didn't have no contact between the battery and the alternator. Dumb me didn't realize these things, or forget these things have maxi fuses in them. There's a maxi fuse right down here, and it was bad. Here it is. There's the maxi fuse, and it was bad. So that was my charging issue that I couldn't figure out. But anyways, there was another issue I had with the brakes on this thing. When I got the motor put in it and everything, got it running, and I took out for a drive, the brakes were hard as a rock. Pedal was hard. I couldn't figure what was going on there. And usually if you have hard brakes, it's a brake booster. So Dad says, well, you got vacuum to it? I said, yeah, it's got the vacuum's all hooked up and everything to it. So it ended up, what I did was I took the hose off here for the brake booster. You got the brake booster hose is here. It goes down in the brake booster, and then you got this hose here. It goes to the intake to get your vacuum. Well, when I pulled this one off, I didn't have a whole lot of vacuum here. Couldn't figure out why it was in it. Dad says, well, you got a blockage in there somewhere. Somehow, someway, there's some blockage there. That should have a lot of vacuum there. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Here, come to find out, I pulled this hose off here, and this hose was plugged up. Dad was telling me, he says, well, the hoses will collapse inside. Well, it wasn't collapsed. I took that hose off, and I found a bug. I found some kind of a bug, had a nest made up in there, in the hose. Had a cocoon in there. I don't know what kind of bug it was. It might have been a spider, maybe. The hose was all plugged up. So I ended up getting the bug out, getting the cocoon out, blew it out, and now I got brakes now. But I've acquired another issue with this thing. It's got a leaking brake line on it. Well, to show you another thing I've been doing, I got this truck half put back together. I got the cab picked up. The cab was sitting over here. I got it picked up. The bed was sitting over here, and I got it put on. I'll do a video on it. And I'm going to load this bed up with stuff. There's a transfer case I pulled out of that white Durango that I had. And well, see, this Durango still runs. I could have drove it to town, but the thing of it is, I hate taking the trailer off, unhitching the trailer off of this thing. It's a pain in the butt to get hooked back up. And with the price of gas right now, I can't afford to drive this thing an hour to go get a phone card. So I just said heck with it. The transfer case was in the back of my red truck. So that's the reason why I got it in the back of that truck, because I'd like to get that truck back going. There's my Escort. And then we got the old Buick sitting over here. So I'll be doing some videos on the Buick here soon. It's been raining here the last couple of days, but there's the Buick sitting over there. I'll have some videos on it here soon. So yeah, guys, that's a little update video on what's been going on with my life here in the last 10 days. I haven't been posting on YouTube, so got a little, yeah. I've had a complicated. I always make things complicated. But anyways, that's what I've been doing the last 10 days. I've been keeping busy. My dad's home now. He's been helping me out with some brain work that I don't have sometimes. My brain seems to be going elsewheres every once in a while. But yeah, I got this thing going. I got this figured out. Got my notch. I got my convertible in here, doing the head job on it. So yeah, guys, I'm back in business. I got a phone card, got my service back, so we'll be doing some more videos for you guys. Like I said, I did some more videos. I'll do some videos on this and do some videos on some other stuff that I did and my Buick. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and let's get back to this. I'll get you guys more informed on what I've been doing. So see you in the next videos. This is Chef Shade Tree. Catch you next one, guys. Thanks.